everyone, and welcome to our latest tutorial. And in this one I thought I'd show you something that you could make with any leftover bits you have from other projects. It's such a shame to throw these away when you can make such pretty little items just by using the scraps. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to make a mini macrame feather keyring. Now you could do this with making macrame earrings, or you could do a few little feathers and then put them together to make a small wall hanging. It's the same method of making them as you go along. So I'm going to get rid of those for now, and I will make use of those as we go along. Now the beauty of this is you don't have to have a set number, okay? You can use just a few, or you can add as many as you want to make your feather fuller, okay? So I've got a fairly long strip here, probably about 20-25 centimetres, and this is going to be the centre of our feather. So I'm going to fold so that the ends meet, okay, here, and then I've got my loop, and I'm just going to make a lark's head knot on the key ring chain, okay? And now I'm ready to add all the other bits and pieces that are going to make my feather, okay? Now this cord that I've got here is the Bobbiny 5mm single twist in white, and this frays beautifully, so we'll get a nice feathery fringe on these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another 2 pieces, okay? They don't have to be the exact same length because we're going to trim the feather as we finish the design, but we want to have 2 pieces, one with the loop on the right hand side and one with the loop on the left hand side, okay? And this is how we're going to fit them together. So I put the loop on the left hand side of the first one, and then with the second loop on the right hand side I'm going to feed the tail end of the other one, and then these are going to go through this loop and we're going to pull them, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do that properly, because we're going to go underneath the middle, okay? So I've got my loop on my left, and then the one that I'm going to work with, I'm going to go above the centre cord with the loop on the right, put those tails through there, and then these tails are going to go through the left loop, and then I'm just going to pull them tightly together there, okay? Now I'm not going to do the fraying yet because I'm going to make all my knots going down first. All right, so let me show you that again. Take 2 cords. My left one is going to go underneath my centre cord. My right one is going to go above the centre cord. So I'm going to take the first 2 tails through that loop, and then these tails are going to go through the left loop. Okay. Now what you can see happening here is, because I'm making the the knots all in the same direction, the cord is always going to be showing on the left hand side, okay, whereas this is like the reverse part of it. So I'm going to make this one all in the same direction. If you wanted to change the pattern, you could alternate the way that you do the knots, and then you'll have the cord showing on the left, the right, the left, the right. Okay, but I'm just, for ease, I'm just going to show you the same way. So my left one underneath again. Okay, and I want a nice full feather, so I'm going to try and fit as many as I can. This is a great way of using up any scraps, and these are great. You can make them, well, as I'm doing here for key rings, or you could make a little one and then glue it onto a greetings card if you wanted to send a macrame card. The possibilities, once again, are endless. You can make them and you can add them onto other projects that you're doing. So if you're doing a wall hanging, you might want to add some feathers onto them. Okay, there's another one. I'm going to make sure I pull them fairly tight because I'm pushing them up as well as I go along, because I want them to be fairly close together so that we don't have many gaps. If you wanted a more sparse feather, then you could leave gaps, but as I say, I like it nice and full. Okay, here's another one. Oh, those weren't quite together. This one's going to go over the top. Okay, and again, the beauty of this is they don't all have to be the same length. Just use any scraps that you've got cut. If you've got a scraps box, great, just take bits out as and when you need them. You could do a multicoloured feather if you've got different colours that you wanted to use, or you could do a purposely patterned feather if you wanted a stripy one. Okay, I'm just going to do a couple more. So these are a really simple, easy project. Ten minutes and you'll be done. Okay, I think we're going to do one more. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to leave it there, and now I'm going to comb out the cords, which is the fun bit, and then we'll be able to cut it into shape. Okay, now you can use a pet brush, or you can use a regular brush, or you can just use a comb, which is what I've got here. And I'm just going to go through and brush these cords out. Now, because I'm using the single twist, it always does this to begin with. They'll always curl. I just tend to put my hand over them and they'll flatten out. And then I'll show you in a sec what I'll do, because I'll turn it over. Okay, so you can see now it's becoming a nice full feather. Okay, twist this round. Try and get as close to the centre as you can. It's still curling at the moment, but it's not a problem. Okay, because what I'm going to do now is turn it over, do it from the other side. You can spend ages combing and feathering these out. Okay, if that one does come off the bottom, so I just caught that with the comb, you can just shuffle it back up. Okay, so now on this side, I'm just going to comb them all out again. I'm going to sort of bring these bottom ones down. There we go. So that the feather will come complete to the bottom. There won't be that gap. Now what you can do is you can spray some hairspray if you've just got some lying about at home, or if you're a bit more serious about making feathers, you can get some fabric stiffener spray, which you might want to spread on. Some people use glue. Just water it, water the glue down and then comb through it with the water. Or you might want to make, depends where you're going to put it really, what you're going to use it for. You might want to cut out the outline of your leaf just on a piece of felt and stick it onto there before you cut it, if it's going to be somewhere hanging. Or you can just leave it, just so it hangs freely. Again, it's just about experimenting and having a play. Or you could just use a leaf template and just cut it out. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. As I say, you could spend ages doing that, but I'm just going to leave it there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my scissors. Super sharp scissors are essential for getting a nice edge. I always use these Fiskars ones. I'm sure there are plenty of others. If you've got others, these are the ones that just I bought and found were fab. And then I'm just going to simply cut it into the shape I want. I just love that sound of sharp scissors cutting through the cord. There we go. Oop, I haven't gotten through all of them there. Okay, so again, this is where you'll be able to tidy it up. Depends how much of a perfectionist you are and how completely neat you want those ends. I've got a few that are just looking there. I'm just going to okay, so that's one side done. Now you can see that one's begun to curl again, so I'm just going to comb it through. Okay, and it will, that curl will be cut off anyway. So now I'm going to try and mirror this side. I'm just doing it freehand. Okay, as I say, if you're not confident to do it freehand, or you want to make sure it's an exact shape, you can always just use a template. Okay, I tend to do a bit as I go along. Smooth it down. Yeah, I think we're doing okay. And now I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to go up here. Okay, and there you go. You have got a macrame feather keychain, which is what I've got here, or you could use it for all the suggestions I've talked about. You can mix and match colours, you can have as much fun as you like. You can spend ages trimming them. Okay. And there we go. Tidy it up, and there you have a simple macrame feather made with all your scraps. So now there's never an excuse to throw anything away. You can get making your feathers. Okay, thanks for joining me for this one. If you like what you've seen, please click subscribe below and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.